A calculator to simplify Bilt, United TravelBank glitches, how Mark's using his airline incidental credits, Hyatt's new promo, all of that coming up right now on MTM Travel.
Delta for life.
So, Mark, happy Thursday. I hope your traveling is going well. We got a lot to talk about, lots of credit talk today.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk on the episode next week. We'll talk about my trip to Florida. What I will say is when we left, I think it was colder there than it was in Michigan. Even though it was in Michigan, it was snowing and maybe the temperature wasn't quite the same, but it was so windy in Florida that it was just cold. I saw pictures of like Epcot fountains freezing and stuff. We still went when it was 35 degrees. It felt like it was 35 degrees. We still went in the hot tub because you're in Florida. You just gotta power through. But my parents, they always complain about how cold it is, and they're like, "Oh, the Florida cold, when it gets cold, it's real cold because you don't that wind, you just don't know it." And I'm like, "Whatever, whatever." We walk outside, it is cold, and then we come home, and technically it's colder, but it doesn't feel. I felt like it was warmer, so I guess they were right, and I give them crap all the time, but I have to give them credit for that.
I have been in Orlando once when it was super cold, and it did feel really cold. I didn't even put that together that you were there. I saw all this stuff like frozen iguanas, like all this sort of
Oh
stuff
yeah, falling
happening
out
in
of trees.
Yeah. And I didn't even put it together that you were there for this big freeze down in Florida. But yeah, I mean, they don't see that kind of weather at all. So the people, I mean, this has got to be like a snowstorm for them.
Yeah, we were when we were sitting in the hot tub, like different. We were right by where like the lifeguards change or something, and they were all in like snow gear. It looked like they were about to go bobsledding, and they were going out because they're open until 10 o'clock at night. And they were walking by, and one guy brought us even extra towels because he's like, "Oh, it's really cold. Here's four more towels, so we could wrap up top and on bottom when we walk back to the room." But it was just funny to see them coming out. I don't even know why they kept the pools open with it being that cold. There was some heated ones, but yeah, that lagoon was frigid.
Did you do the whole I'm from a cold area thing where you like brag so you're walking around in shorts just to prove that you can handle the weather? I noticed that because I'm from Vegas. People always got to flex on me.
Oh yeah, I mean we were the only ones in the pool, at least at that pool that we went to, and we walked across the street. My mom's like, "Well, I'll drive you. Do you want to get in the car? I'll drive you over there, and you can call me to pick you up." I'm like, "Mom, it's like a block away. I don't. That's just ridiculous." So we walked over, but there's always that guy in Michigan, and people that have visited Michigan in the winter or just live here. There's always one person that no matter what the weather is outside is wearing shorts. Might be like a sweatshirt and shorts, but there's just one guy, usually a bit bigger guy, huskier guy. He's always wearing shorts. Could be 20 degrees out. He's wearing shorts into the store. It's crazy.
Just one guy? It feels like that would
One guy
be
per store.
oh, okay. Well, let's. This is the Miles and Points show, so we're going to talk about Miles and Points stuff, and then we do have our Tuesday travel show for all of our travel stuff. So look forward to Mark talking about Orlando and the Evermore Resort and why you should go there. It's an incredible place. So we will cover that on the next show. But let's talk airline incidental credits, starting with this glitch. So United TravelBank is a way that a lot of people use their American Express incidental credits, including myself. And I was thinking about this before the show. I probably need to diversify because I have just too much credit there at this point. But usually when you buy the TravelBank credit, it expires in 5 years from the date of purchase. So when you buy it today, it's 5 years, and every bit of cash has its own expiration date depending on when you bought it. But lately, the site's been saying it's a 1-year expiration, which United has confirmed is a glitch.
Yeah, and some people are even seeing stuff expire or say it's going to expire because they bought it a year or 2 years ago and haven't used it. And I used United a couple times. It's probably the easiest way, the quickest way to burn these credits. I just don't fly United. It's not very good from where I tend to travel. So I've flown United like once or twice domestically in the last 10 years. It's not all that useful. So I use Delta mostly because Detroit hub captive of Delta, so it ends up working in my favor that way. But yeah, I could see why people are frustrated by this. It's been a month now of seeing this, almost a month, at least 2-3 weeks, and they haven't quite fixed it. And just screenshot your account so that you know what should be in there, and if they do correct it, make sure it's accurate.
It is interesting, United. I used them for Hawaii. That's where I used my travel credit the last time. I've used them for a couple of trips, I think a couple other trips, but yeah, I'm kind of forcing myself to use them because again, I'm not in a city where they are as well. So I don't know if it's the best use. I used to do JetBlue back in the day with some fun stuff, but Delta would be the same thing for me. I really don't have much use. It's kind of the same as United. But what is with all the glitches lately?
Yeah, I I don't know. It's just technology and airlines. They're not the best at it. And we should say to use the United TravelBank, you just have to charge it $100, load it $100 loads, and that should trigger it. Similar to at least in the past, I used to use Southwest, and that was if it was the ticket was sub $100, it would trigger it. I believe that still works. And then you could roll the credits, like cancel it, credit it to your account, and then book it up. It was really nice that one year where they gave you rapid rewards points for any travel credit you had when they switched to their new system. And people were just loading up on that and getting a whole bunch of points from it. So maybe Southwest is your best bet, with how much they fly in and out of Las Vegas.
I will never board that. I missed the cattle call so much, Mark. I will never fly that airline again.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want to know more about all the cattle call, I mean, they just did that with their seating. We talked about it on the last show. So a lot changing with Southwest. I don't know, but make sure you use your credits. And as Mark said, with United, it is $100 transaction. You don't want to do more than that. So basically, you do two $100 charges, and it works. And I just did it a week or two ago, and it confirmed it's still working. But before we move on, break down how you're doing everything with Delta.
Yeah, and Delta has a couple different ways you can do it. Award flights tend to work if it's below, I believe, $200 or $250. If the taxes and fees are there, that's a way a lot of people use them. If you have the Sky Miles, some people will even cancel it later on. So that's a choice. Another one is to use either travel credit or a gift card towards it, and then as long as the remaining balance that you put on your platinum card is $250 or below, when paired up with the travel credit and the gift card, that will trigger it. So let's say it's a $300 flight, use a 200 or you use a $50 gift card, $250 goes on the card, or $249, whatever, that will trigger it. But if you don't have anything to start out with, it's kind of a pain. Use my last little bit of travel credit to book a flight at the end of last year for my newer platinum card. So I didn't have anything left over. Buying a gift card kind of stinks because it takes 2 or 3 days for airline gift cards to activate. I never understood that. I think that's crap. Every other gift card you buy activates right away. I don't know why airlines do it differently. I'm sure there's some reason, maybe some safety reason for that. But the go around is like going to Raise or Card Cash or something like that and buying a discounted gift card, because those are older gift cards and they'll work right away. You save a little bit of money, but they work right away. All those were sold out. So I didn't want to spend any money. So what I did was I just searched on Delta's site. Well, I searched on Google Flights, just did Detroit, left destination open, picked a date, and then selected Delta only. Came up with like a cheap flight. I was looking for under $100. Found for one for like $98. I ended up going in with my business platinum, booking that with a 35% rebate, booked the flight with 9,000 points and got it 35% back because of the business platinum. So all in, I think it was right around 6,000 points, Amex, and that got it rolling. So once you get that flight, you can move on to the next step.
I think United sounds a lot simpler. I think the reason for the gift cards on airlines is because of fraud. So they don't want somebody just buying a gift card, using it for a ticket, flying right away, and then by the time anybody figures it out, it's done. But yeah, you're right. It is a quirk. It's not like anything else we deal with anymore, where they activate right away. But it's nice. I mean, this information's out there. We're not rewriting things. You can find threads. You can find people talking about any of the airlines. In fact, Flyer Talk, I think going back as long as I've been doing this, has had threads with all the latest data points. I think these days Reddit is probably more active. But no matter the airline, I mean, most airlines, there's a way to do this, and that's always good to sort of lock it in. Why can't Amex just finally just give us the credit proper? Come on, don't make us. They know all these little tricks that are working. It's not like these are secrets.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna die." Whatever. If they wanted to kill it, they could kill it, and maybe one day they will. But they've known about this for a long time. The one tip I wanted to share here is I booked that first flight and then immediately went in there and said change flight. And you can do that. That's a way to trigger it too, because you're using that initial flight. You don't have to wait the 24 hours or more than 24 hours to cancel, get the credit, and then use it. You can go right back in there and say change flight. And you don't even have to pick the same destination, any dates, nothing has to be the same. You can just pick a totally different flight. So I found another one that was like $295, used my credit towards it, billed the 190 some, 95, $96 towards my card. Got that flight, immediately went in there, changed flight, found another one that was the amount I needed that was right around 195 to $205, and just rolled that and did that 4 times until I ended up with 100 or $880 worth of Delta credit. And that's a way you could do it. I did it in 30 minutes. I just picked some routes I know get expensive. And remember, you can use main cabin. Make sure you don't do the basic main cabin. I hate the way they explain it now or label it because it's confusing. You want classic main cabin so you can cancel or change, or you can use Comfort Plus, or you can use first class. So using that opens up. Pick a route that has a lot of flights per day, and then just look in all the different classes, and you can usually find it fairly quickly. Search by the calendar on Delta, and I was able to roll all these credits in like 20, 25 minutes.
Sounds good. Let us know how you're using your credits below. Which airline do you use? Which tricks do you use? We're always interested in hearing about that. But let's talk Hyatt for a minute. And Hyatt, was it late 24 that they announced Bahia Principe was joining World of Hyatt? And those are 22 all-inclusive properties located Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Mexico, and Spain. But it took all the way until now for this to happen. And then they announced March 24th will be when they join World of Hyatt as all-inclusive properties. I was trying to figure out how many all-inclusives they have. It's in the hundreds and hundreds now, isn't it?
Yeah, and they used to have what, Ziva and Zalara, like 6 of them. there wasn't
It's crazy.
there wasn't
Yeah.
that many all too long ago. But yeah, it's bizarre that it took this long because it's just a partnership kind of thing. Like I don't think Hyatt bought them; they're just bringing them into their system. So you think that would be somewhat quick, 6 months, 8 months tops, and it took, I think it was October of 2024 when they announced this. So you're taking a long time to get these updated, but you should be able to start to book them in March. And the nice thing is this does unlock another brand for the Hyatt Brand Explorer. It seems like half of the Brand Explorers are now all inclusives, which doesn't work so well for me. I don't travel to them much. And we've seen the prices of these just skyrocket. It used to be able to get all inclusive for 2 people for what, like 15, 20,000 points. Now they're up 60,000, 40,000. And if you have a family of 4, you got to book 2 rooms. It's just gotten crazy expensive.
Hence why all of them, the all-inclusives or most of them, are empty on my Brand Explorer. Yeah, it's just not a deal like it used to be. And there's so many properties, it's hard to even be aspirational for any of them because it's just hard to keep up with all of them. I know there's a lot of people who love, all the properties and the minutia. I would just rather have regular hotels on the regular reward chart, quite honestly. I'm kind of past my peak all-inclusive sort of days. The whole focus of the last few years has been doing this. But again, as you say, this is a partnership. The way they've grown so much is by acquiring different brands, so many of them over the last 5 to 7 years in the all-inclusive space. And they probably are the biggest. I mean, I don't know if they're the biggest player, but they seem like one of the biggest players there. But this is a huge part of their business now. And like you said, I don't know if it has the value that the other part of Hyatt has, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be talking about this on the travel show in the next couple months, but we'll be going to Colombia to go to their all inclusive early on this summer. I booked that one solely because I found it. It looked nice. I think it's an old Conrad, and it was 20,000 points a night. So I could book 2 rooms for the price of some of these other ones for 1 room. So that's why I did it. And there's also a Hyatt Regency in Cartagena that's very affordable. So it kind of worked out that you could do a bit of the city, then a bit of the all inclusive. This will be our first all inclusive in, oh man, like 20 some years, and my kids' first all inclusive. So my daughter is very excited for all of the unlimited pina coladas and virgin daiquiris that she can drink.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the novelty of it when you go for your first time is great. And then, of course, as an adult, you get the beverages and it's fun too. Like you'll go to the bartender, say, make me something fruity, make me something colorful, make me something crazy. I mean, it's a little dangerous getting all those different drinks, but it's fun. It's something different than if you were going to a bar and paying for it. And then the food is usually okay. That's really, I don't know, the downside, I think, of all inclusives is that the very high end ones tend to get it right. But the more medium range ones, the food struggles a little bit. But yeah, I a lot of this has to be a huge business because it just seems to keep growing.
Yeah, and it seems like Hyatt's doing well there or making money, or they see a niche that they can fill because this has been their main focus, and I think they want to be known as the all-inclusive company, which Kind of seems bizarre, but they must be making money off of it, especially when they're jacking up rates right and left, and people are still filling the hotels, so they must be doing well.
Well, one way that they're filling the hotels is through their promos, and Bonus Journeys is the promo that Hyatt runs all the time. And they just came out with their new version of it. And this is from February 2nd through April 15th. And you can earn 3,000 bonus points for every 3 eligible nights, up to 21,000 bonus points. And that's at Hyatt hotels worldwide. But also, you can earn more at Hyatt Place and Hyatt Select hotels, where you get an additional 1,000 bonus points for every 3 eligible nights, up to 7,000. So I don't know, extra bonus points, basically $1,000 a night. I wish it would be for every night, but there you go.
Yeah, and these just feel kind of mailed in. Like, remember Hyatts were always kind of inventive or creative compared to the competition, and Hilton's always been, oh, here's 3x points or 2x double points for this time frame. And Hyatt, I mean, when's the last time we had the card holder bonus where you earned the points back every stay if you were a card holder? Like, that was a favorite. And just creative things, get status after so many stays, or double elite night credits, all these things. And bonus journeys is just like, oh, after 3 nights you get a couple thousand points. Like, who cares? This is not fun. It's not going to get me to go out there and book anything. It is nice that it should stack with the other Hyatt House promo, but that one's crazy where you have to have 5 nights at the same hotel to trigger anything. That's not doable for a lot of people. So it just seems like it's kind of difficult to get anything.
But on the flip side, Hyatt points are worth a decent amount. And so you're talking about, okay, 6 nights you stay there, you're getting 6,000 points. Well, that's more than a category 1 hotel. And so, and that's in addition to all the other points you're earning, any other promos, like you said, your free nights from status, the milestone rewards, everything else that you're earning along the way. So it's a nice little kicker. But yeah, like I said, it's 1,000 points a night. There's been far worse promos. And if you value Hyatt points at 1.5 cents each, then you're looking, okay, it's $15 rebate per
Woo!
night.
Let's go. $15.
It's sexy, baby. That's better than the other programs. What are they giving you? Double points for Hilton, double a worthless.
I bet you if we mathed it out, the double points or triple points from Hilton probably gives you more than $15.
I can say, talking to Hilton executives last year, that they said that the members love the simplicity of the double points and those types of promos, and is very popular among their members. So maybe that is, Hyatt, okay, I got to figure out, did I stay 3 nights in order to hit this? All these sorts of things. And Hilton's just like, double it up, baby.
Yeah, it is. It is more simplistic, and a lot of people don't like mental gymnastics. That's why we saw people fighting against the new Bilt card, because it does take mental gymnastics to figure out what you need to do. It's not easy go. That's why 2% or 2-time earning cards are so popular. So I could see why Hilton would think that way. And if I was a road warrior and my company was paying for it, I would love double or triple point promos, because they're footing the bill and I'm getting just racking up tons of points. And I think Hilton is on cash days is really rewarding in that when you stay there, you earn a lot, especially if you have their credit card and status from that credit card. So I think that does add up, and probably more than $15, Sean.
Yeah, it does add up. Hilton, there's definitely value there. So I'm just messing with them. But what is your favorite promo? I mean, remember the IHG, those gamified days, those cool promos.
Yeah.
There was some really
Those
fun
were the
promos.
best.
Yeah.
Those were really good. And I love what was the name of where you could get the points break hotels. I love those promos. IHG, remember that? You could get rooms for like 5,000, 10,000 points. I thought those were a lot of fun. I think Wyndham's probably the best at doing promos. It's just nobody cares about them because it's Wyndham. But they always come up with something kind of creative, something out of the box. They also have their like earn a night after 2 nights kind of run of the mill that they bring out every so often. But I will say the one thing Hyatt does well that others don't tend to do is award stays count towards their promos, which is great because so many people are staying there on award nights. So you got to give them kudos for that, that you can book 3 nights. If you can find like a Cat 1 off peak, what are you looking at? 10,500 points and you're getting 3,000 back. If you can do that for a mattress run during this time frame, that's not such a bad deal.
Yeah, it's a great point. A lot of us are using points, and then you're just earning a rebate back, which helps a lot. But we can't have a show, I guess, lately without talking about Bilt. But let's not talk about Bilt specifically. Let's talk about max miles points and their Bilt calculator. We've talked about how complicated it is to figure out which system you should earn on with Bilt. First they had their Bilt Cash, then they implemented the alternative system, for paying your mortgage and rent. And basically, Max Miles Points created this calculator to say, which card do you have? Which system are you on? How much is your payment? How much is your spending? Which option would you come out ahead? What would you earn? It's a great tool. It works really well, very simple. Well done.
It's sad that like the billions and billions of dollars at Bilt and all the people that are working there, you think they would have built this? Maybe they'll buy it from them. I don't know, but this should be on their app. I think it would have been great if they rolled it out with that. Maybe they didn't think there'd be this much pushback, but a great job by Max putting this together. I think it will be helpful to people, and hopefully Bilt works out a deal with him and puts it on their app for all their card holders.
Yeah, Max is a great guy. He knows a lot. Bilt does have a version of this, I think, on their site that I've seen. It just has the simple slider for your payment and then what you would earn. You're absolutely right. They should have gone in depth and done this. And especially as complicated as it is, I feel like a lot of brands could learn from this. Sometimes when you launch loyalty programs or you change them, just the nature of it, it's going to be more complicated. It's going to be a lot to digest for people. And I think having tools like this could be a good move, something for brands to look at to say, okay, how can I think that this would, everything we talked about on that Bilt show, this calculator sort of simplifies it. It just makes you to be able to figure out what works for you in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, instead of having to do the paper or pen to napkin type of calculations, you can just slide this around, say what you want, say what your rent is or your mortgage payment, and it kind of tells you this is what you need to spend. I think it's a great tool, and kudos to him for putting it together. Go check it out, use it, give him the support of all that hard work he put into it.
So let us know what you guys think about anything we talked about today. Leave a comment down below. Airline incidental credits, obviously this calculator, Hyatt, they're all inclusives, your favorite loyalty program promotion. Leave a comment. We do 2 shows a week. Our travel show on Tuesdays, our Miles and Points show on Thursdays. I forgot for a second. So make sure to check back soon for another show. Subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.
Have a good week, everybody.